Welcome from all over the world. In this class, I'm going to be teaching you the basics of statistics. I'm going to be introducing you to statistics as a subject area. So please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It will do you a lot of good to subscribe to the channel. Subsequently, I shall be uploading more videos or going live on different subjects bordering on statistics. Okay, so let's quickly answer the question, what is statistics, and discuss extensively on this topic. So let's start with the first point. If you are taking a course on statistics, it is good you understand what statistics is. So we are going to start this class with understanding or discussing the definition. So I'm going to start with the definition. I'm going to explain elaborately to you. So let's answer the question, what is statistics? By definition, statistics is a subject area that deals with principally four things. So statistics is a subject area, you must know that deals with the collection, organization, analysis, and lastly, interpretation of numerical data. Okay, so let's begin with this definition. So let's see what the definition of statistics means. Let us explain in detail what this definition of statistics means. So statistics is a subject area that deals with the collection, organization, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data. So just in case you are taking a course on statistics in any field of study, I'm going to go into applications of statistics just in case you are taking a course in whatever field of endeavor or academics you find yourself. Please take note that what you are doing is this subject area. So statistics is a subject area, okay? And what do we do in this subject area called statistics? We do four things principally. So what and what are they? Number one, in this subject area called statistics, we collect numerical data. Number two, in this subject area called statistics, we organize numerical data that has been collected. In this subject area called statistics, number three, we analyze numerical data that has been collected and organized. And in this subject area called statistics, lastly, we interpret the analysis from numerical data that were collected and organized. So these are the four things we do in statistics. So please take note. Number one, statistics is a subject area. It is a subject area just like every other subject area. So some people will define statistics as a branch of mathematics. Some will define statistics as a science. In any way or however statistics is defined, please take note, it remains a subject area. And what do we do in this subject area? We principally do four things. We collect data, organize data, analyze data, and interpret data. Okay, so what kind of data? Let's move over to the next point. The next point I want to explain borders on what kind of data we deal with. So I have already classified in my definition, I have classified or qualified data with an adjective here. So the adjective here is numerical data. So you may ask, what differentiates statistics from computer science? What differentiates statistics from every other field? Is it that we do not collect data from other fields? Yes, we do. But in statistics, uniquely, we collect the data and do not stop at the collection of data like we have in so many other fields. We organize the data we collect, and we analyze the data we collect, and thereafter interpret the data we collect. Now, data to us in statistics refers to numbers. Okay, so everything we do in statistics boils down to numbers. As such, we regard the data we analyze, organize, collect, interpret in statistics as numerical data. Now, the next question I want to answer in this introduction to statistics is, what is the name of the place? What is the name of the place we get numerical data? So, what do statisticians call the place we get numerical data from? So, what is the name of the place we get numerical data? The name of the place we get numerical data, wherever we get numerical data in statistics, we call that place a field. So, the answer to that question is a field. Now, a field to us in statistics refers to a place where we get numerical data. Okay? I'll repeat that again. A field in statistics as a subject area is a place or wherever you get your numerical data from. Okay? So you remember from this definition, if you look at this definition, the first thing we do in statistics is collection of what? Collection of numerical data. So when you do statistics, or you practice statistics, or you implement statistics as a statistician or someone taking a course on statistics, take note, you will be dealing with data, and most times you get that data from one place or the other. Wherever you get your data from, we call that place in statistics a field. So a field to us is different from a field to a physicist, okay? So it is not what a physicist means that we mean in statistics when we use the word field. So field to a statistician refers to a place where data is collected from. So now, what shall we be doing in this video or in this class on Introduction to Statistics? Now that we have defined what statistics is as a subject area which deals with collection, organization, analysis, and interpretation of data, in this particular class on Introduction to Statistics, my emphasis will not be on collection of numerical data, that is. My emphasis will not be on analysis of data. My emphasis will not be on interpretation of numerical data in this course on Introduction to Statistics. Rather, my emphasis will be on organization of data. Organization of data. Okay? So, now you might be wondering, just in case you end up watching this video, why would he avoid discussing collection of numerical data? Why would he avoid discussing analysis of numerical data? Why would he avoid discussing interpretation of numerical data? Please take note as an answer to that question that the focus of this video is centered on organization of numerical data. Now, subsequently, I will be making videos on statistics that border on collection of numerical data. I'll be making videos that border on analysis of numerical data, and I'll be making videos that border on interpretation of numerical data. So this course on Introduction to Statistics emphasizes organization of data. And what kind of data are we discussing again in this class? It is numerical data. So data to a statistician often or usually or most times refers to numerical data. So let's now go to the next thing I want to talk about, which is organization of numerical data. Now, the question is, how do we organize numerical data? If you're a student learning Introduction to Statistics as a course among several courses in your field, please take note. Data to a statistician can be organized. And how do we organize data in statistics? That is the next question I want to answer in this live class. So, to organize data in statistics, there are two methods we often use, okay? So, method one, statisticians will often use either of two methods, method one and method two, okay? So, in this video, I'm going to talk about these two methods, but my emphasis will be on one of them. So, if a statistician is to organize numerical data, then the statistician may be using what we call graphical methods. So, method one refers to graphical techniques or graphical methods. Method two refers to what we call frequency tables. Frequency tables. Okay? So, if you are to organize numerical data, it means you can be using on one hand graphical methods, or you can be using on another hand frequency tables, or you may be needing both of them. Now, that being said, before we proceed, let me emphasize something. Just in case you are joining in this class or you'll be watching this video later, please take note. We are discussing or introducing the course statistics. And in introduction to statistics, it will only be fair if we start with defining what statistics is. So my first point in this video is defining what statistics is. So statistics is a subject area that deals with 1, collection of data, 2, organization of data, 3, analysis of data, and 4, interpretation of data, taking into consideration that the data being referred to is numerical. Okay, so numerical data is what we are referring to. Now, the next thing I would want to say before I go to the second point we had discussed is this. Please take note, statistics is all around you. Okay, statistics is all around you, meaning that unconsciously you may have been practicing statistics. Statistics is very simple to understand. The essence of statistics is very simple to understand. Now, let me give you a clear example of why I'm making the statement that statistics is all around you. You can look at statistics as going to a marketplace. Now, provided you often go to the marketplace and with the intention of getting things to prepare at home, probably as food or probably for use in your home, take note you've actually practiced statistics unconsciously. Now, a woman who goes to the market or a man who goes to the market goes to do the first step in statistics, which is collection of items. So when you go to the market with the aim of getting items to cook, the first thing you do, you can't cook anything if you don't collect what you need to cook. So statistics begins just like in your home with collection of items. Okay, now the item, the only difference is that in statistics, our items are numerical data. Okay, so not foodstuffs. Now, once you collect items, you'll be needing to cook a pot of food. Take note, the next thing you do, you don't just buy items from the market without organizing them, preparing them. So the next stage sets in. So the stage of organization is important to sort out items that have been brought from the market to be prepared and in the long run make up what you would cook to produce your food. So after collecting items from the market, it comes home for organization. After organizing the items, they don't all go in when preparing your food. So the next stage sets in. When they go in one after the other, some after the other, then the next stage sets in. It is at this stage in the course of cooking your food, you start tasting whether or not the ingredients you've put into your food are good enough or in the right quantity. At this stage, you will be performing an unconscious act of analysis. Okay, so it is at this stage you start doing your testing, you start doing whatsoever test it is. If there is so much ingredient in the food you are preparing, or there's less ingredient in them. And once this analysis is being performed, take note, an interpretation is drawn. So if there is less ingredient in the food, not up to what you want, your taste will be telling you to add more. In other words, you'll be interpreting. And if there is more, you'll be needing more water to dilute. Okay? So analysis and interpretation sets in. So what I'm saying in essence is that statistics, apart from being a branch or a subject area, it is a subject area that deals with collection, organization, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data, and as such, you have been practicing such. Now, where do we get the data we use in statistics, the numerical data we use in statistics? We get it from a place called the field. Now, in your home, if you were to get foodstuffs for preparing whatsoever food you want to prepare, you will be getting your foodstuff from the market, or you get it from the supermarket, or wherever you get them from. So in statistics, we call wherever you get numerical data from, we call that place a field. Now, back to where I stopped earlier on, organization of data. In statistics, if you are taking statistics as an introductory course, please take note that there are two methods for organizing data. It is either you're using graphical method as method 1, or method 2, frequency tables, or you are using both of them. So whichever one you choose to use will give you what you want in this regard. And what do we want in this regard? It is organization of data. Now, that being said, let's now go into the area I'm going to be branching into. So I'm going to be looking at, in this video, I'm going to be talking about method 1. Okay? I'm going to be introducing you to method 1, and we shall continue our discussion in subsequent in another class. Okay? So let's now go into discussing graphical methods. So I'm going to write here graphical methods for organizing data. Okay? Graphical methods for organizing data. Now, what are the graphical methods for organizing data? I'm going to mention several. Okay? So let's start with mentioning some of the graphical methods or techniques for organizing data. Number 1, we shall be discussing in a subsequent video, will be the pictogram. Okay? So we are going to be discussing the pictogram. If you are following my channel, if you are following my classes, then you will be benefiting from the next video we make on this. So in today's video, we shall be looking at just mentioning some of the different techniques under graphical methods, and we may be mentioning some of the techniques under frequency tables. So let's see. The first one we shall be discussing subsequently is the pictogram. So the pictogram is a graphical technique for organizing data. Number 2, we are going to be looking at the line graph. So the line graph is also a graphical technique for organizing data. Then comes number 3. So number 3, we are going to be looking at another graphical technique for organizing data, which is called the bar chart. Now, under the bar chart, please take note, we shall be looking at 3 types of bar charts. We shall be looking at 1, the simple bar chart. The simple bar chart. And I'm going to be explaining in that video, the next video I make on this, why it is called simple bar chart. We shall be looking thereafter at the composite bar chart. Okay? And then we shall conclude with the multiple bar chart. So these are the types of bar charts I'm going to be explaining in my next video on introduction to statistics. Now, after discussing the bar chart, we shall be looking at the next type of graphical technique, which is called the pie chart. So here we shall be looking at the degree pie chart. We shall be looking at the degree pie chart and the percentage pie chart. So I'm going to be explaining in that video what each of these techniques are all about. Okay, what is all about. So I'm going to be explaining what each of these techniques is all about in that video. So please subscribe to the channel and endeavor to join that class. If you watch this video, please endeavor to join that class. It promises to be very, very educative and very, very interesting. Okay, so the next one we are going to be looking at is the stem and leaf. The stem and leaf plot. So in that class, we are going to be discussing the stem and leaf plot. Okay, so we shall be discussing the stem and leaf plot. Then comes number 6. We shall be looking at the histogram. We shall be looking at the histogram as a technique, a graphical technique. We shall be looking at number 7, the frequency curve. Frequency curve and frequency polygon. So we shall be looking at this. Then we shall be looking at number 8. We shall be looking at the cumulative frequency curve. We shall be looking at the cumulative frequency curve, and we shall then go on to studying the box plot. And who knows, we may talk about the dot plot. So I shall go through all these graphical techniques in my next video with you. So in that video, we shall be answering under Introduction to Statistics, what is the pictogram? How can I apply the pictogram? We shall be looking at what the line graph is and how to apply it to examples. We shall be looking at the bar chart, doing same, looking at the pie chart, doing same. In other words, using examples to explain the pie chart. We shall be looking at stem and leaf, using examples to explain how to use the stem and leaf. We shall be using examples to explain how to use the histogram. After defining the histogram, frequency curve and frequency polygon, after defining them, we shall be looking at examples on each of these techniques. So please watch out for my next video in this regard. Now, having said that, let us now go to what we shall be looking at as it concerns the second method. So that was for the first method, which we call the graphical technique. So let us look at the second method, frequency tables. So the second method for organizing data, remember our focus in Introduction to Statistics will be on organization of data amongst the 4 things we do in statistics. So under frequency tables, we shall be looking at 2 types of frequency tables. We shall be looking at number 1, ungrouped. We shall be looking at ungrouped frequency tables. Okay? So under ungrouped frequency tables, we shall be discussing the following items. We shall be discussing the following terminologies. We shall be discussing the data entries. We shall be discussing data entries and data distribution. We shall be discussing these. We shall be discussing frequency as it is defined for a frequency and ungrouped frequency table. Now, once we are done doing this, we shall apply the frequency table to examples. And thereafter, we shall come over to the second type of frequency tables, which we call the grouped frequency tables. The grouped frequency table. And under this, we shall take the following definitions. So we shall be looking at frequency again. We shall be looking at frequency as it concerns the group frequency table. Now, please take note, frequency for an ungrouped frequency table is different slightly from frequency as it is defined for a group frequency table. So we shall be looking at what frequency means in a group frequency table. Thereafter, we shall now look at definitions such as class mark. We shall look at class size. We shall look at class interval. We shall look at class boundaries. We shall look at cumulative frequencies, and we shall look at the range. Okay, so these are the definitions we shall be looking forward to when we discuss the group frequency table. So now let me give a quick recap on what we have done in this class or in this video. Please take notes. Just in case you've subscribed to GER Hub, please, this will be my first class on Introduction to Statistics, where we shall be looking, or we have looked at, what is statistics. So in this video, we have defined statistics to be a subject area that deals with 4 major items: collection, organization, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data, in that order. Okay, so you collect numerical data, organize the numerical data, analyze the numerical data, and interpret what you have analyzed based on the numerical data you've collected. Now, where do we collect numerical data? In this video, we've said numerical data is collected from a place called the field. Now, because out of these 4 things, we shall be discussing organization of numerical data, we went on to discussing organization of data, and there I told you that data organization can be done using either of 2 methods or both of them. One is the graphical method, 2 is the frequency table. So there are 2 methods for organizing numerical data. So you could use the graphical methods or the frequency tables. Now, in this video, I have explained quickly some of the graphical techniques available. These are not all the graphical techniques available. Please take notes. These are just some. So these are the ones we shall be discussing in my class on Introduction to Statistics. Number 1, we shall be talking about pictogram in my next class. So please stay tuned. So stay subscribed to the channel and endeavor to turn on your notification bell. When we go live, you shall find that video uploaded. Okay, so you'll be able to join the class. So please stay tuned to the channel and endeavor to subscribe, like the video, share the video to colleagues of yours. Now, we shall be discussing pictogram, line graph, bar chart. Each of them we shall be defining, what they are and using numerical data to explain how they are applied. Okay, so if you don't understand the pictogram, please stay tuned to the next class. If you don't understand what the line graph is or how to apply it, please stay tuned to the next video that shall be coming up on Introduction to Statistics. Bar chart we shall be discussing, pie chart we shall be discussing. Under the bar chart, we shall be looking at simple, composite, and multiple bar chart. Under the pie chart, we shall be looking at degree pie chart and percentage pie chart. Under the stem and leaf, aside those, we shall be discussing the stem and leaf plot, histogram, the frequency curve and frequency polygon, cumulative frequency curve, box plot, dot plot. So these are the graphs we shall be discussing in my next class on Introduction to Statistics, and we shall now look at frequency tables in detail, where we shall be looking at 2 types of frequency tables: on-group frequency tables and the group frequency tables. So under the on-group frequency tables, we shall be defining what the on-group frequency table is, and we shall be looking at terminologies such as data entries, data distribution, frequency. So please take note, frequency for an on-group frequency distribution or table is slightly different from frequency as defined in group frequency tables. So we shall be explaining the difference between both of them. But under group frequency table, we shall be looking at terminologies such as frequency, class mark, class size, class interval, class boundaries, cumulative frequencies, and then the range. So please stay tuned to GER Hub, endeavor to smash a like on this video, stay subscribed to the channel, and please look forward to the next video we shall be making on Introduction to Statistics. I'll be seeing you in my next class. Thank you and good night.